At the time of posting this video, we are right around 10 days out from ESO Update 46, otherwise known as Season of the Worm Cult, at least on PC. Not only is this new content, but it's a new style of content as well. So I figured I'd just make a quick video going over my tips to help you feel ready and prepared for when Season of the Worm Cult releases on June 2nd for PC and June 18th for consoles. So, my name's Doc, and one of the first things you'll want to try to do is complete the main story. Don't worry, I'll avoid spoilers just in case you're not all caught up quite yet, but here's what I'll tell you. Season of the Worm Cult story revolves around the Vestige, that's us by the way, heading to the island of Solstice found south of Murkmire to investigate the return of the Worm Cult and their new weapon. If it's been a long time and you can't figure out why the Worm Cult sounds so familiar, it's because they were the main enemy faction of the base game's main quest line, and Season of the Worm Cult is a direct continuation of that story. It's often being described as pretty much a sequel to ESO's main story, so if you haven't completed the base game's main quest line yet, I would make sure to do that. Or, hey, if you just need a refresher, you can always create a new character to run through that questline real quick. Just in case you need a friendly reminder as well, you can start that main story by simply heading to your Alliance's starting city, so Daggerfall for the Daggerfall Covenant, Davin's Watch for the Ebonheart Pact, and Vulkogard for the Aldmeri Dominion. On top of just understanding the narrative, the main quest will also grant you some skill points, and you're going to need a lot of them this upcoming patch, so knocking out the main story will be a great way to get a few extra. Oh, and before I forget, remember that there is a prologue quest for you to complete before heading to Solstice. You can find it in the Crown Store under the Quest Starters tab. Okay, on to our next topic. Another thing you can do is level up those alts. With Update 46, a new system called Subclassing is being introduced into the base game. If you've been on the internet at all over the past month and you're following ESO in any capacity, you've probably at least heard of this system by now. I won't go too in-depth with it in this video because I've already talked about it quite a bit on the channel already, but essentially, it's a system that allows you to exchange your own class skill lines for skill lines of another class. There are limitations, of course, but again, I won't talk your ear off about it. If you want to learn more, I'll leave a link in the description to those videos so you can check them out. What I want to focus on right now is actually accessing subclassing, because you can get started with subclassing a lot quicker if you have some alt characters, specifically ones that are level 50 or higher. You see, in order to unlock the skill lines for a class that isn't your own, you need to do two things. The first is that you need to own the class, so like, having the Necrom DLC to access the Arcanist, or having the Elsewhere DLC to access the Necromancer. The second thing is that you need to complete some sort of quest line to unlock that class's skill lines. The nice thing about getting your alts leveled is that you can skip that quest line and have instant access to that class's skill lines. So, for example, if I'm a level 50 Templar, and I have a Sorcerer character that's also level 50, I will have instant access to the Sorcerer class lines on my Templar. Once you've unlocked the skill line, you will still need to level it back to 50, but your progress is account-wide, meaning you only need to re-level that skill line one singular time. If you need any tips for leveling your alt characters, there are plenty of great guides here on YouTube about it, including on my own channel. But speaking of subclassing, let's keep on that theme and talk about something else you might want to do. Think of some fun class combos. When subclassing arrives, it will give your average player more freedom than ever before. Sure, your score pushers and progression teams will follow certain metas, and don't worry, I'll have plenty of healing build update videos coming out. Even then, I'm personally of the opinion that being slightly off meta will be less punishing than it's ever been, but I'll talk more about that in my build update videos. Either way, for your average player, you'll have so many new things to try. The ESO Hub build editor now has subclassing capabilities, so if you ever find yourself with a few free moments, head in there and mess around with some stuff, have some fun. See what sorts of fun combinations you can come up with and, just get ready to try them out when Update 46 gets here. Some interesting ideas I've heard so far are like an elemental build. It utilizes fire, ice, and lightning magic in a single build. I've also heard of the pet build, or basically just having as many summons on the field as the game will let you have. Speaking of pets, the last build I'll mention is like a healer pet build. It's very similar to the pet build, but it's for, well, healers. I'll work on the name. Don't worry, folks. Up next, another thing you could consider doing is research the new trial. Called Ossein Cage, this trial can be found in Solstice, but actually takes place in Cold Harbor. It's a standard trial format of up to 12 players and offers normal, veteran, and veteran hard mode difficulties. Thanks to my fellow amazing content creators, there has been extensive testing and studying of the mechanics in the public test server. Through this, there are already plenty of guides and build recommendations on YouTube and other places as well. If you wanted to, perhaps, get a head start in prepping for this new trial, you could do a little light research in your spare time to familiarize yourself with the mechanics. You can take that with a grain of salt, though, because not everyone wants to research mechanics before trying them out. Some people really enjoy doing blind runs of new trials when they hit live servers, and hey, that's totally okay. You're more than welcome to do that. All of that to say that you don't have to read up on the new trial if that's not something you want to do, but I figured I'd at least let you know that the information is out there if you want to access it. Finally, we'll talk about the last thing that I think you could possibly do to prepare, and that's check out the patch notes. While the official patch notes of Update 46 haven't been released as of the time of posting this video, the public test server patch notes are available to read over on the ESO's official website. While ordinarily, I'd say you could just skip the patch notes because most people won't really notice all the changes, Update 46 is an exception. Like we mentioned, this update is bringing subclassing. Well, with subclassing comes a slew of balancing updates and changes and fixes and all sorts of things coming to the game. Some people have loved these changes, some have hated them, some aren't really sure how they feel, and some have a mix of all three. No matter which way you slice it, classes are changing, and subclassing is going to become a fundamental part of balancing going forward. It's not just classes and skills either, sets are also being changed and balanced in response to subclassing. From a healer perspective, both Pillager's Prophet and Pearls of Elnathay got a pretty substantial nerf in one of the recent PTS patches, and might, possibly, big emphasis on possibly, result in a change to the trial healer setups. I haven't really talked about it much because I want to see the official patch notes before I really say anything with some certainty, but needless to say, I would check out those patch notes because there's a good chance your class or your favorite meta set just got adjusted in some way over the past several weeks. Well, I think that was it. That was everything I would have suggested to prepare for the new update. One important thing I want to note here is that you don't have to do literally any of this if you don't want to. I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm saying you have to do these things, because at the end of the day, you can play the game however you want. As always, though, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Let me know what you'll be doing to get ready for Season of the Worm Cult. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the links in the description because I've got another couple great videos leading up to Update 46, as well as tons of videos planned for after it releases. I also want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters Dylan Stewart and Sharni Lee, as well as my YouTube members Austin Anderson and Durgy. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'm thinking we all get matching friendship bracelets. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others, don't forget to do something nice for yourself, and I will catch y'all in the next one.